collectively trying to help the people in need. And so it's like this for other problems as well, including environmental problems, of course, that require a multidisciplinary approach. It requires a lot of organizations coming together, people coming together, sharing ideas, collaborating and working together. So I'm really happy to see everybody here joining today to hear about how, in practice, how this is done, how our social enterprises, how our NGOs are working together to create change. So to kick off our event, I would like to welcome Helen Nilsson, Director of Nordic Council of Ministers Office in Lithuania, to say a few words and welcome us and open up the event. So Helen, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Auster. So good afternoon, a little bit of lunchtime, but it's totally my pleasure to extend a welcome word to all of you. On behalf of the Nordic Council of Ministers Office, I welcome you now to this conference on cooperation for green and inclusive societies. I would also like to extend a thank you to our hosts from the Lithuanian Social Business Association for organizing the summit and for making this conference possible. The aim of this conference is to connect social enterprises and NGOs working in the field of green economy and sustainability. By sharing individual good practices in addressing environmental problems, we provide opportunities for larger collaboration. This is very important because many social enterprises, as well as most of the NGOs, are small. So it is challenging to take on projects of a large scope and to meet the enormous environmental challenges we are facing today. Strengthened cooperation among different actors in the Nordic Baltic countries on the local and regional level is crucial to make a bigger social and environmental impact in our region. The aim of this conference covers important aspects that the Nordic Council of Ministers highlight in our Nordic Vision 2030. The goal is that by 2030, Nordic region will become the most sustainable and integrated region in the world. The focus on that is green, social sustainability and competitiveness aspect in the region. The aims in the vision are impossible to reach without the cooperation with our neighbors. The challenge we face demand local, regional and global solutions, and more collaboration is therefore a key factor. And we are all in this together. The Nordic Council of Ministers office in Lithuania can be seen as an outlet for representing the 2030 Nordic Vision here in Lithuania. The office works through project as a partner and through various grant programs connecting unique Nordic experience and knowledge with our Lithuanian partners. We also run different funds and grants programs in the field of ecology, green economy, and promotion of social inclusiveness for Lithuanian NGOs, business, and other parts of the civil society. And maybe knowing that we have participants from Estonia, I saw we also have office in Tallinn as well as Riga. I am delighted to say that this conference is a result of the Nordic Council of Ministers grant program for Nordic, Baltic and non-governmental organizations cooperation project. I also looked in the program, and I know we will have a Swedish entrepreneur example from the speaker Maria Borbos and her business Nibble Patch later in the program. Looking forward to listen to you, Maria. For my final words, I would like to say that my ambition, as well as I hope yours, is to have a fruitful conference. Looking forward to hear your stories and learn from them. And remember, we are all in this together. And right now, I think I can give the word back to Auste, or further to Victoria, the director of the Lithuanian Social Business Association, to share their developed publication on good practices. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Helen. Really always wonderful to hear from you, and thank you for joining the event today. Yes, I would like to continue with the program and invite Victoria Bražiūnaitė, the director of the Lithuanian Social Business Association, to also say a few words.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to welcome you today to this event. This is second day of Social Enterprise Summit. I am sure most of you yesterday participated at our event, which I could say that it's a new page of social enterprise ecosystems history, because we sat together, all ecosystem members, and this finally agreed that this is very important topic. Social entrepreneurship is very important for Lithuania. This was acknowledged by politicians, by the Minister of Economy and Innovation, and this is really, really good news, and we're excited about that. So a lot of efforts we need to put into that, and definitely cooperation. So cooperation is very important. It's you can't do big things on your own, and so without reliable partners whom you can trust, rely on, and co-create what you are willing for, it's very important. That's why, as a part of this project, because Auste will tell you more, this is this conference. Today's conference is part of our cooperation project with Baltic and Nordic countries. For our association, cooperation with Nordic and Baltic countries is very important. It's neighboring countries, and we are sharing the Baltic Sea, which I love very much. We're sharing the same nature, same values, so we can do a lot of together. So for our association, it's priority number one, and so I would like to wish you a very good event, fruitful discussions, and definitely what I really enjoy that after discussions we have real actions. So I'm sure this will encourage and will inspire you to do more things, to do things differently, and would encourage us to cooperate and have more activities. And by doing so, we will foster our ecosystems of social entrepreneurship. So that is our main goal as a social Lithuanian Social Business Association, to create a favorable conditions for social enterprises to start the activities, to develop, to expand, and cooperate with other countries, expand internationally. So nice to see you, nice to meet you, and good luck.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Victoria, for the nice welcome speech. Yes, as mentioned before, this is part of a bigger project, and we developed a report on how we cooperate within among the associations of the Baltic states and with Sweden, and also collaborated and wrote down different collaboration of social enterprises, which we will share with you all by email after the event, so you can have a look. Some really nice examples, some of which are here today and will present, so you can hear more in depth about them. So I would like to continue with our program, and we will start with some presentations of different social entrepreneurs from different countries. I would like to invite our first presenters. Paulius Hukevičius and Rimantė Balsiūnaitė, who are here from urbanbee.lt, and they will share about their work, what they do. So the floor is yours. Please share your presentation, and good luck.
Thank you very much for presenting us. Founder and urban beekeeper, and together with us we have here as well Rimantė Balsiūnaitė, who is Research and Innovation Officer at urbanbee.lt, and together we will share a bit about what we do. So let's start with our presentation. As you probably guessed, we are all about urban beekeeping, and our key goal is to build sustainable, conscious, and eco-friendly urban communities around us. And the main reason why is because the bees need our help, and we want to save them. So with different activities, by being together with people near the hives, by bringing the hives on the roofs, we try to save the bees. And you might wonder, why do we help the bees in the first place? And the current situation in the world is that bee population is on a decline, and each year bee population decreases every year by 30%. And this is not from top of my head, the numbers are from scientific research, and the key aspects of this decline is because bees loses their natural habitats and immune resistance due to the reasons that we as humans do. And the key reasons are extreme forestry work, which affects the natural habitats of the bees directly, huge fields of monocultures, and extreme use of pesticides that are fatal to the bees and that directly impact the immunity of the bees. And on top of that, the whole globalization of human civilization led to different illnesses of the bees and to varroa mite infestation across the whole world. Without a doubt, you probably all would agree that bees are a key part of our ecosystem, and that we need to actually make this positive relationship together with the bees. And the numbers also speak for themselves. So, for example, according to the United Nations, the worth of both the work done by the bees and other pollinators each year was calculated at 153 billion euros. 70% of the food that we eat is pollinated by the bees. And if we look at the current trends, for example, vegans are even more related to the pollination of the bees, and bees live on this planet for 30 million years, and we as humans, we don't live half of that. And we say, let's be proactive and not reactive, and let's bring the bees to the city, and let's try to save them together. So urban beekeeping has shown really good results in bee mortality rate decline. So a scientific research has shown that urban beekeeping has led to bee mortality rate decrease of to 30%, and our practical experience shows that as well, that the bees have a wider choice of nectar in the cities. The bees have warmer winters in the cities, and most importantly, there's less humidity, which leads to less illnesses. And also the bees on the roofs, when we bring the bees on the roofs, that is their natural, that is a simulation of the natural habitat that the bees are used to living. So the bees usually live up high in the tree hollows, and the roofs of the building can simulate this natural habitat of the bees. So we work closely with different clients and different companies and organizations. Ourselves, we provide professional services to our clients, and we bring the bees, we care for them, we make sure that the bees are thriving, and that each client can enjoy the full benefits of urban beekeeping and bees on their roofs. So some of the benefits are that bees can help and can actually provide better ecosystem across the whole environment that surrounds our client's area, and also bees can be part of a bigger research, so we can put numbers behind the work that the bees do. Also, we can educate our clients, employees and customers, and the whole community that surrounds our clients. And one of the key benefits that the hives bring to our clients is that they can enjoy honey from their own hives. So they can share the honey with their business partners, they can share with clients, customers, and within the team, they can share the honey and enjoy it. And also, without a doubt, the bees directly help to improve the sustainability policy of the company, and improves corporate social responsibility for the businesses. And also, one of the key benefits that the bees help is that the bees help to develop SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. And I will ask Rimante to share more about SDGs and how the bees help.
Yes, so we decided to put this slide just to show you how productive bees are. So imagine there are these 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and beekeeping actually helps to implement 15 out of these goals. So for example, SDG, Sustainable Development Goal number 2, Zero Hunger. As Paulius mentioned before, bees help to pollinate plants that we eat. And in this case, they contribute towards the zero hunger in the world. Or let's say SDG 15, which says life on land. Bees pollinate plants and help them to grow in a healthier way. Also SDG 13. Did you know that bees can actually tell you, do you live in a clean environment or no? And we aim to quantify this, because lots of data, scientific data, they're based on qualitative research methods, which is, of course, worldwide used research method, right? But our goal is to put numbers behind the impact of bees. So right now we are working with one university in Europe, and we aim to understand how much of CO2 urban beekeeping can help to reduce in the environment. And you might ask us, like, okay, bees and CO2, so how do they help to reduce it? Like, do they eat CO2 or what is happening? Because they're animals, they do not do photosynthesis, right? And it's actually very simple. So whenever we talk about urban beekeeping, we also talk about habitat of bees, which is green spaces like plants and so on. So it is about landscape management. So we aim to put more plants in the city, which would make city more green. And also we aim to put bees there in the city because bees help plants to be more productive. And in this case, plants can help to reduce certain greenhouse gases. And just for the end of our presentation, I wanted to share with you this slide. I know that it looks a little bit maybe complicated, scientific, and so on, but I think it's very important. So this picture is from IPCC report, which is probably one of the best reports on modeling climate change. And here is the temperature increase. It's basically 3 scenarios of temperature increase from left to right. Actually, in all of these scenarios, we can see one conclusion. Temperature is rising. And even though if we put like all the measures we have right now to mitigate climate change and effects of climate change, like temperature increase, right? We won't be able to stop the temperature increase. That's very sad news, but we say, let's be realistic, but let's also consider ways to adapt to this increase. And actually, urban beekeeping and landscape management is a way to adapt. Yes, so we say let's be optimistic and let's try to make our cities greener together with bees. Let's put hives on the roof and let's have more green spaces.
Thank you very much, Rimainte, and thank you all for actually having us. And if you would like to find out more about what we do about urban beekeeping in Lithuania, please check us out at on our website or our social media accounts, urbanbee.lt. And if you would like to have hives on your rooftop, please don't hesitate and get in touch with us, and let's be friends together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Really great at the end to welcome everyone to collaborate. That's what we're all here for, right? To get to know each other and see if there's maybe ways we can connect and do some work together. I like the fact, of course, we need the the bees need us, right? But of course, I want to stress about how much we as people need the bees, to pollinate the plants, so we have food. So actually, it's who is saving who is not always clear in the end. Thank you so much. If we have anyone with a pressing question, and feel free to write in the chat. I'm sure Paulius and Rimainte can answer your questions. If anybody has a really pressing question, can raise your hand on the toolbar of Teams, and I will also let you just voice your question. So I'll give 2 seconds for that if anybody wants to raise their hand. If not, feel free to write in the chat, and they can answer your question there. So now I would like to give the floor to Maria Borbos from Sweden and invite her to talk about her social enterprise, Nimble Patch.
Thank you. Hope you can hear me well. And I will. So you can see the presentation?
Yes.
Yes, and you can hear me. Good. Well, thank you very much for having me. I'm very happy to be one of the Scandinavian participants in this event. And I would like to tell you about Nimble Patch. Short, we say that we bring a longer life to jeans. just a short presentation of who we are. It's me and my partner, Annika. We both have over 15 years of experience from the textile industry, amongst from workwear, where I've been working with product development, and Annika has been working with business development. What we do is a sort of a redesign of kids' jeans, where we make them actually more durable than they are from the beginning. And we aim towards conscious parents. The idea started a little bit when we were thinking of the products that we were developing for workwear companies, where you have reinforcement materials on the knees, and you have this prolonged system to have less products in stock to actually keep the costs down, but also to make the products life a lot longer, since they are very there is a lot of abrasion and hard work that tears the clothes down, and you wear them for a very long time before you change them. So we thought that, is this something we can implement on kids wear? Why hasn't anybody done this before? And the idea from the beginning was actually to start a new brand, to produce a new pant from leftover fabrics, and to produce it in the Baltics, actually. But then we started thinking a little bit more about how the textile industry is one of the most polluting businesses, and just one pair of jeans actually needs 6,000 liters of water when producing. And if you compare one pair of new jeans, it actually has the same environmental impact as 197 pair of second-hand jeans. So that made us think a little bit. Maybe we should use the products that has already been placed in the market. So what we do is that with our concept, we save 80% of an already produced pant and only add a reinforcement material to the knees. And our goal is not to sell as many jeans as possible. What we want is each pair of jeans to be worn as many times as possible. And since just by doubling the lifetime wearing a pair of jeans, it reduces the environmental impact with 49%. So that's actually the best way to shop environmentally sustainable, is to shop less and to use what you already have. And what we could see is that there is a lot of clothes being thrown away or collected in textile plants that there is no really use of, because they are broken and nobody wants to buy them. You cannot sell them in secondhand stores. They are exported and used for landfills or for other products when they're torn down, instead of being used as they are. So what we do is we started with thinking, how can we actually just change the design of existing brands' pants by adding a new design. The patch that we add it might be interfering with the design rights that is protected by intellectual property rights. So we contacted some law firms and discussed this, and they said, well, maybe you should talk to the companies that you want to work with. So we talked directly with the sustainable managers at the big Swedish companies, Lindex, Kappahl, Pureland Pyret, and a few others, and explained that we want to do a design change of your product. We want to put our own label on it. Would this be fine with you? And they love the idea. So we have a unique cooperation agreements with them to do this, which makes us very happy, and to know that they are also addressing this problem, that we need to be more sustainable in the design process. Then we work with textile plants where we get our material. Mainly, they get it from charity organizations like the Red Cross. They collect all the textiles that has been given by people to the Red Cross, and then they sort it at the sorting plant. And what can be sold is being sent back to the Red Cross stores, but what cannot be sold is then being exported or something. And then we have our manual that they are following so that they can take out the jeans that we can actually do something with instead and fix them. Then we put, and these organizations that we're working with, the Red Cross, you know very well what they are doing, and Björk och Frihet, they're also giving back to society in healthcare, occupation, and asylum rights, and racism for different organizations around the world that is where needed. So the money that we use for buying the textiles from them actually goes back to the company again. Which seems very relevant considering the situation in the world today. The production is made in work integration socially organizations where jobs are created for mostly foreign-born women who come to Sweden, who has problems getting into the job market. Maybe they don't have any education. They have been, they're refugees from their homes. They haven't been able to get the proper education and never worked. And this is a way for them to learn the language and to actually start by practicing, learning a job, and then actually getting paid for it and be self-sufficient in that way. And that is the best way for anyone to grow as a person. So we work with two of these companies in Sweden, and we are working on adding more into our project. As it is today, we sell our products through our own sales channel, our website. But we just added other sales channels, for example, Myrorna, which is one of the biggest secondhand stores in Sweden. But they are also a charity organization where some of the profit that is being made from selling products is going back to social works and developing a sustainable society, and also preventing human trafficking. So it's very nice for us to work with both the sustainable all the way from where we get the products all the way to the selling channels. We also have a recycling mall that just opened up in Sweden, where we sell our pants, and an award-winning second-hand store in Sweden. And we're in a project that is financed by Vinnova, which is Sweden's innovation agency, that is called Redesign for Creating Ecological, Sustainable, and Financially Sustainability, where we are doing this work to see how can we develop more of these cooperations that we have. I mean, we have this production unit, Jalla Mellerud, with the integration with the women. Can we make this work, and can we adapt to other production units so that they can get more people into work? And also with the textile sorting plants, where we buy the material, can we also find develop this way of collecting the material? Because today it's not really common to make this. It's very specific sorting that they are doing for us. And of course, it takes a lot of work for them, because usually they just assort in 2 piles, one that can be sold and textiles that cannot be sold. And the textiles that cannot be sold are not really assorted in any way, but more exported away. And now they have to do this extra work to go through that second pile to see, this pant could be something for this project. So therefore, in this project, we are looking at how can companies develop a working system for this as well. And for this work that we are doing together, we have been nominated for some different prizes for closing the loop, which from the Swedish fashion agency last year, and also received a prize from something called Nyttigaste affären, which is suitable or useful business for one of the biggest real estate companies in Sweden, and the companion is a social work organization as well. And they want to highlight that we shows that it's possible to combine innovation and environmental thinking as well as social benefit and consumption. And of course, there are some challenges in this way of working. It does take a little bit longer time to start up a business like this. You have to have more patience. We cannot just send an order and say we want 200 pants to be ready next week, because it depends a lot on how many people are there working, and do they have the skill at this time to do it. So it's really not the same production speed as a normal production is. And of course, there can be some language problems as well as cultural problems, since the women working are from other cultures than we are. But on the other hand, it's very flexible. They don't need for us to lock any special quantities up. They don't say that you must give us this and this much work. So there is much more possibility to adapt according to our needs. So it's really what you can say slow fashion as well. And looking forward, we are of course continuing working in the project to see how it is possible to adapt this way of working in other organizations. We would also like to be the first in mind companies to work together with when it comes to bigger clothing chains in Sweden and Scandinavian countries, and then in the future as well as European companies, to make this sort of cooperation that we do, and of course developing our products and services to different actors as well. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you so much. Really wonderful presentation. And yeah, I love how, you took what was a challenge in the very beginning to not copyright the brands, and you turned it into opportunity to work together actually and collaborate with these brands. And of course, it's wonderful how you are involving different communities, different organizations, and building this really circular business that you've started, and addressing environmental and social issues at the same time. So thank you so much for your presentations. If there's a pressing question, again, I invite anyone listening to raise their hand, and I can give you open up your microphone for the question, or if you would like to ask a question in the chat, and I'm sure Maria can address it there for you. Okay, if there are no pressing questions, then I will give the word to our third speaker, Laura Jokowska, who is the CEO of Swimbe from Latvia, and to present your social enterprise and how you address the different problems there. I guess I will share your slides for you.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Greetings from Latvia. Okay, presentation is on. So the brand Swimby, I will obviously carry on the subject line that Maria started with apparel design, but we are doing something a bit differently. We are making custom-made clothes, only pre-ordered, only personalized, so no ready-to-wear collections. And we have chosen swimwear as our main product. Next slide, please. Auste, please, next slide. Yeah. Yeah, so the company name is My Swimwear. We are located in Valmiera, and our main social mission at this moment is to reduce plastic and textile waste, mainly in Latvia, but also abroad, and you will see how we do it later on. We choose the swimwear as our main product because it's very tricky to find in a shop. And it's also very appealing to the customer, and it's a good platform how we can talk with the client about environmental problems through clothing, because swimwear is made from synthetic materials. They're connected with oil, with microplastics, and so on. So swimwear is a very good product, how we can reach people. Next slide, please. So as I said, we are making only custom-made garments, so you can come to us with your dream swimwear idea in any color, shape, size, model, and we will make it real. Here are just some examples. And next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, just for you to see, you can see more in our webpage, because we understand that each person is very individual with their unique sense of style and their unique wishes. And so instead of going this ready-to-wear collections, we decided to take this more difficult route and make only only custom-made garments. Next slide, please. But because our today's main topic is cooperation, I will mention some examples how we cooperate on a daily basis. First of all, our fabric. As you know, more and more fabrics that are made from plastic waste are entering market, and we are also using such fabric. It is made in Italy, so we are collaborating with a company in Italy who is after plastic waste, like fishing nets, old carpets, plastic bottles have been collected and cleaned. They are making thread, and afterwards they are making fabric, and we are buying this fabric and making our swimwear. So around 1 meter of fabric on average is 200 grams plastic waste, which is not really, maybe it doesn't sound a lot, but if you put many plastic bottles together, you will see the pile is very large, because plastic doesn't weigh anything. You know, so next slide, please. And what we are hoping to develop this plastic collection system to the Baltic Sea, because this non-governmental organization that is collecting plastic waste like fishing nets, called Healthy Seas, they are operating in many seas in the world, but not in Baltic Sea. And if somebody from you who are listening are interested in waste management and waste reduction, please contact us, because we are just one company in Latvia, and in order to develop this system, we need more partners in Estonia and Lithuania, so we can attract funding for this and donate our revenue, at least some part of it, so we could collect, for example, so-called ghost nets from Baltic Sea and turn it into new products instead of killing marine life. So next slide, please. Next thing that our example of collaboration is microplastic testing. As I said, swimwear is made from synthetic materials, and each time that you are washing a synthetic garment, it creates microplastic. And it just goes into rivers and seas, because our waste management systems just cannot detect and collect it. And we wanted to know how much microplastic is made by our swimwear. So we approached Latvian Institute of Aquatic Ecology, and they did the testing. Next slide, please. It is in Latvian, but I will just the general idea so you can see. They did 11 washing with each our swimwear in 4 different regimes, with laundry detergent, without, and so on, so we can see the results. And as you can see, the biggest part of microplastic comes in the first wash. Despite of the regime, despite if you are using liquid washing detergent or no. So this is a good news, actually. That means that we can, as a manufacturer, take responsibility about microplastic pollution. And based on these tests, we now have a specific algorithm how we are washing each swimwear before we give it to our client in order to collect microplastic pollution. So this is a collaboration with scientists, and if your budget allows that, I would encourage to talk with your local scientists, because they can give you feedback and information that maybe you couldn't receive otherwise. Next slide, please. Another problem with textile industry is textile waste. And if we have some smaller waste fabric, then we can make some small accessories, like here, for example, hair bands. But during manufacturing process, we have so-called small fraction, as you can see in this plastic bag. And you can't really make directly new product from such a waste. Yeah. So what we are doing, we are partnering with other manufacturers who are making like mattresses. For example, here you can see an example of mattresses made from pets for dogs and cats at home, so they could have a nice, pretty home where they can sleep. And it is filled with these our textile waste. So we are not giving this to our local waste management system just to be buried in the polygon, in the landfill, but we are giving it to make new products. So this is also a collaboration. Next slide, please. And another thing that we are now doing, we are establishing contact points in all 3 Baltic states, and we would like to go beyond, because as we are making only custom-made garments, that means that the customer needs to take their measurements, so we can make this garment correctly for their specific body type. And some people are not really okay with taking their own measurements, and they would like to go to seamstress to take these measurements. So now we have approached through Facebook various seamstresses in Lithuania and Estonia. So if somebody from you knows good seamstresses, please let us know. And they become our contact point. So to become closer to the client, to go somewhere to talk, to take these measurements, to order our product. So we are working, we would like to work very closely with the countries, with the people in the countries, so to be closer to our clients. So this is also a cooperation example. Next slide, please. One more thing that our legislation in Latvia requires, if you are a social enterprise, you need to have advisory board. It's a must. You can't get the status of social enterprise if you don't have this advisory board. And we decided to use this as an opportunity, not as a burden, but really as an opportunity to get feedback and knowledge from a very experienced person. So these are 3 ladies. They are all working in environmental sectors in various fields, and they are supporting us on a daily basis. So this is also a cooperation example where if you, for example, have some bureaucratic maybe thing you need to fill in, you can use this as an opportunity for your business to grow. And through these ladies, we have big network of different kind of experts that we can invite in our company if we need to establish new product or test a new environmental approach and so on. Next slide, please. And last but not least, of course, we are also a part of our association in Latvia. And that means that we are cooperating also on daily basis, giving our experience, talking with other entrepreneurs, joining in activities and projects. So, of course, if somebody from you listening, you are not part of your local association, I would encourage you to join, because that opens quite a lot of doors for you, and that fosters this cooperation, as mentioned already earlier in this event. Next slide, please. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, just write to us, and if you see possibilities to cooperate for this microplastic or ghost net collection or contact points and so on, we are very open to communicate with any of you. So thank you for your time.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for the presentation. And it's so great to see how much you are collaborating really beyond your own borders with other countries. And that's a really nice signal to send everyone listening here today and just in general about, yeah, you're not limited to, you know, just the organizations that exist within your country. You can reach out and find others. In Italy even, or even further than that, which is great. If there are any questions, yes, I see a nice comment from Maria about using the leftover fabrics to make.
Maria. Yeah, because when we started our company, we already said that we will make as close to zero waste as possible. It's not possible to make completely 100% zero waste, but we are going to that direction. So we are doing everything that we can with our paper and with our textile waste and every different kind. So we are not adding more to the landfills. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And we do have some social enterprises in Lithuania who are working with textile waste. So I'll be sure to connect you as well with them, and maybe you can find some projects to work with. They have a seamstress, maybe maybe she can get involved. So yes, it's wonderful. So many ways to collaborate and create together, and such creative products. Really nice that they're all individual and one of a kind in a way. Great, thank you so much, Laura. We'll continue with the presentations, and I would like to invite Kaspar Numert, CEO of Sobrale. You can correct me on the pronunciation. But yes, the floor is yours, and I guess I will share the slides for you as well.
Perfect. Yes, hi from my side. Hi from Estonia. Good to see so many Lithuanian and Latvian co-conspirators in making the world a better place. So let's try to get this PowerPoint going as well, and then I'll get on my way. So yeah, Sobrale or Sobrale in Estonian, in English, friend to friend, and in Lithuanian, I know draugas draugui. In Latvian, I don't know yet, but you probably get the point what it means. So you can click on the next slide. So who we are, we're probably compared to a lot of you guys, we're what you can call a dinosaur. We were founded in 1997, at first as just one store in a basement of a house, as a clothes store, secondhand clothes. But throughout the years, we've grown to be, right now, the biggest social enterprise in Estonia. So in total, combined with our Lithuanian shops, we have 19 shops. Out of these, 17 are in Estonia, in 13 cities. And in Lithuania, we are also in 2 cities. That is in Kaunas and in Klaipėda. And our company is based on a system where we have employees combined with volunteers in the shops. And what our social mission is, I'll talk in the next few slides. So what we say, what our mission is creating opportunities for positive change. What this means is that we see that our company works on what we call a care together circle. You can see it in the center. This means that we have our shops and then we have our social work. So through being volunteers coming to purchase goods from our stores, working at our stores, donating goods to our stores. You can be part of the circle. So either from the side of the shops or from the side of the social work. And the social work side actually is divided into three main areas. One is the counseling center that we have in Tartu, Estonia. Then Care Together projects that we do both in Estonia and in Lithuania. And then Care Together camps that right now are still also in Estonia, but we in the future definitely want to expand into Lithuania as well. You can click on the next slide. So starting from the counseling center, this is something that we have in Tartu. Of course, we want to expand this as well, but right now we have 2 counselors. They offer counseling to youth, couples, and also families. And why we say that we are a bit different is that usually counseling centers are quite clinical environments, so they're not very they don't feel like home. They don't feel very comfortable. You feel that you're in a hospital or in a medical environment. And what we've tried to create is a place where people can come. They feel comfortable. They feel physically very well, so they can really talk about the issues that are on their hearts. So this is what we've tried to create, and this also very well goes with our social mission to help with the emotional side. So we try to cover both the material and the emotional side. And what is special about our counseling center also is that we have made it for free up to 19-year-olds. So people can come. They don't have to worry about, especially youth. A lot of the times they get stuck on where they need to ask from their parents money, and they don't want to say to their parents that they actually want to go and visit a counselor. So this is where we've tried to take one barrier away to make it more simple and accessible. Next slide. So the camps, there are a couple that we do, chores camps or work camps that we call them, are camps where kids can really learn practical skills using drills, hammers, painting the benches outside, raking leaves. So just practical skills. And throughout the camps, we also have topics that are just kind of life skills based on values and so on. And then we have summer and winter camps that are kind of seasonal. We have seasonal activities. And also in those camps, we talk about things that are important for these kids. And what is important to say about the camps is that this is not something that we do for every child who just wants to participate, but actually this is something that we have created for kids that either come from families that are missing a parent or even both parents, and the grandparents are taking care of the kids, or the home environment for the kids is just unsafe. So this is an opportunity for the kids to come out of their everyday environments, feel safe, feel welcome, enjoy things that maybe their everyday lives don't consist of at all. So we have a place near Viljandi in Estonia where we do these camps every year. And approximately, depending on the camp, we have around 60 kids participating. Next slide. So if we talk about Care Together projects in Estonia, there are quite a few. As the time is quite limited, I won't stop too much on each and every one, but just a couple of the biggest ones. The UUS, which in Estonian means Uks unistuste suunas, in English, door towards dreams. This is one of our biggest projects where we actually take applications from families, friends, and the kids themselves, where they can write about their dreams that they have. For example, We had a teenage girl who wants to be a clothes designer, and she doesn't have the necessary tools or the funds to buy just, clothes, scissors, a knitting machine, and so on. So sewing machine, sorry. So what we did is we helped her with the necessary tools she needs, and also her dream was to do a fashion show of her clothes. So this year, as Several is going to be 25 years old, and we will celebrate this in August. Then for her, what we did is that we are gonna showcase her projects in our stores. So this is our small way of giving her a fashion show of our type. And this is just what we do throughout the year with different dreams that the kids write to us about. This is also what we do with the bicycle project, is helping kids who don't have bicycles. Birthday project, the same for kids who don't have birthdays. And then just throughout the years, when people write to us, when social workers get in contact with us, we try to help the children and families in need however we can. Next slide, please. So, and as I said, we don't only work in Estonia, but we saw an opportunity to work together with City Church Klaipėda to open up a company similar with a similar mission that we have in Estonia. So Draugas Draugui was born, and we have operated since 2018, and already we have managed to and not do our own projects, but at least help support good projects in Lithuania. So here are a few examples. Of course, as in Estonia, we do help also in Lithuania, just with a very, different needs that the children and families have throughout the year. But then we have a few focus areas where we have just helped with finances. One of the main organizations is the first one for children with Down syndrome. They do different campaigns in cities of Lithuania, and this is what where we've just helped with finances. Also, the next one, I won't embarrass myself with the pronunciation, but you can see the titles. And just if you look at the list, then these are a few areas where in Lithuania also we are quite active, and we try to help their missions. And of course, once we grow a bit bigger in Lithuania, we try to start with our own projects, led by our own teams as well, to help also our own Care Together mission grow. You can click on the next slide. And just as a small remark, everybody knows what's going on in the world, and also projects outside of Estonia and Lithuania are important to us as well if there is a need and we can somehow help serve it. So actually, Ukrainian Baptist Union reached out to us and asked if we could somehow help support the locations where they receive refugees from other even more war-torn areas in Ukraine. So they are near Lviv. They have approximately 15 different locations where they receive refugees there, and they offer them shelter. And so they had a long list of things that they needed. So what we did is in Estonia also we cooperated with different companies, put together a list of items. There were sleeping bags, mattresses, medical equipment, medicine, electric generators, food, and so on. So these kind of Care Together projects that we don't maybe necessarily anticipate, but they just come and we see that there is a need and we can somehow fill it. Then that's also what we try to do when we can. Next slide, please. So, and when we talk about cooperation with with people and companies, then what we have said is that there are 3 main areas that we can offer opportunities for cooperation. One is in shops, as definitely volunteers. We invite people to donate either their items or also their time. So this is what we can do in shops through volunteership. Then also communal work. This for us means that sometimes we do have these care together projects, as was the Ukrainian project, where we have this maybe 7 or 10 day time where we want to put together something, and then we just invite people who maybe see that, okay, I will take from this week 3 or 4 days, and I will just help you guys figure this out, either with the logistics of the truck, with the goods that we need to put together, or so on. So just different small kind of work bites in the year where people can also volunteer in communal work. And then as brand ambassadors, there are people who have heard about our mission, really love what we're doing, and they want to participate in it. Either through sharing it through their own social media platforms, cooperating with us in our campaigns, or vice versa. So just very different projects. Then if we click on the next slide, then when we talk about one of our biggest projects, then we have a project that we have done for 2 years, and we're going on the 3rd year this year. What we call We Are Here to Care project. So this is a project where we have joined forces with Estonian companies and teams who are really seeking and are socially responsible. So you can click on the next one as well. Here are Daniel Levi Band, Tread Attack, Anna Kalenina. I don't know if you know too much about her. Dreamers, which is also a famous band in Estonia. And if you click on the next slide also, then Stella Somlais, who is also a clothes designer, and many more examples, Pipe Drive as an IT company, and so on. So what this project really is all about is that we invite companies and teams to start cleaning up the world by cleaning up their own wardrobes, closets. We invite them to bring the stuff that they don't need anymore to our stores. And through this, they don't only help the world and us in reuse of clothes and goods, but actually through the sales, they also can support the growth of Estonian youth, families, children in need, and not only materially through the items, but actually also emotionally through our counseling center, for example. So I think this is a great way of connecting different companies that maybe are not social companies per se, but they have this social responsibility where they see that they need to do something more. So this is where we have tried to connect the dots and bring together our capabilities as a social company and the ideas and wishes of socially responsible companies. So they can just take the unnecessary items from one home that are clean, intact and working, and instead of throwing them in the landfill, we will find new owners for those items and simultaneously make some people that are in need happier. So this is just also one testimony of Stella Somlais and her company, where she really tries to implement change in her own ways and also help with other good initiatives. So as you can see, also coming back to our first slides, then the Care Together Circle, this is what it's all about. Finding simple but different ways how everybody can be part of change, social change for people who are in need, and also environmental change at the same time. So yeah, we've done this for 2 years. We've seen that there's even more companies that want to participate, that want to cooperate with us. So we continue to do this, and we see that this second-hand mentality is something where we can grow a lot in still. So next slide. So yeah, a lot to pack into only a few minutes. I was probably over time, sorry about that. But there's more info on our homepage. We do have a Lithuanian homepage also. Our web is right now under construction. You can still visit it, but it will be renewed in a couple of days. So if you are interested, in cooperation, then definitely get into contact with us, and we can find different ways to work together. Yeah, so thanks from my side, and yeah, if there's any questions, then I'm more than open to answering them.
Oh, wonderful. And I see there's a question already, so I will, 1 second, just unmute. Oh, Victoria, yes, you can speak.
We are just in the same room, so we're trying not to make echoes. I'm a little bit disturbing Auster here. Kaspars, really, I'm so impressed. How come we haven't knew that you are here? Yeah, you are one of the biggest social enterprise in Estonia, working so long, and you have branches here in Lithuania and in Latvia. So so this is really amazing, and amazing what you are doing. And my message to you is there anything you need, any help or visibility, communication? Yeah, we are your partners here, because we are having very close cooperation with Merily and Kathleen. Yeah, with your Estonian Social Enterprise Association, really very good relations. So please, if you need anything, count on us. Let me know. And I have, if we have time, I have question to all speakers. All stories and ideas are wonderful. My question is to all of you: what is your personal why? Why exactly in this field? Because there are many other, maybe even more serious challenges. Why? Just a couple sentences, just this personal touch about this stories. Why you've chosen activities in this particular field? It would be really interesting to hear.
I can start and also close out my presentation with this. To be honest, I studied law, so I come from a very different field. And also when I was invited to join Sõbrad team, at first, I didn't even think that it's something that I'm interested in, because for me at that point, I just saw that secondhand stores are something dirty and in the basements and not really my thing. But then seeing how actually Sõbrad in our community and now in Lithuania also can impact so many people that are in need through just very small things, as I mentioned very quickly, this bicycle project, this giving a bicycle to a 13, 14-year-old who's never had one, and seeing their eyes really light up by such a small act. It's just amazing to see. So I think the question of are there different, like other fields I could possibly be in, I would answer most definitely. I think it's just right now in my life, this is where I can kind of put my energy. So maybe in 5 years I will be somewhere else. But yeah, it's kind of just life happened this way. I'm enjoying what I can right now, and hopefully making some small changes also in a positive way. But yeah, that's from my side.
Yes, Maria, maybe you want to continue?
Yeah. Well, it's a good question, because when we were starting up our brand and we were discussing to make a new pant instead with the new produced pants, we actually saw that we would have better margins and we would earn more money as a company. But then we also had this drive that, since we've been working within the textile industry for so many years, just seeing production units in Bangladesh, in China, and in Europe as well, seeing the conditions that they work under and the environmental impact that is made I mean, in these countries that are paying the price for how crucial, I mean, how cruel the fashion industry actually is. And we just didn't really see any other option than to do something that is sustainable both for people and for nature. And I mean, kids clothes is also something that you need. There is a lot of remake, at least in Sweden, for women's clothing, but there I don't really see that you don't need a remake sweater. You could buy a secondhand sweater or something, but now we actually do something for kids, and we make the garment live even longer, which reduces the environmental impact even more. So that's a few of the reasons why I do this.
Okay, in short, for me, it's very simple. It's all started as a personal problem. I just was wandering around shops and I just couldn't find anything for myself. And then I ordered online and the quality was awful, and it came from Tunis. That meant, although the company was in Spain, the garment came from Tunis. That meant that they are using labor force that is cheaper. So the ethical side of the fashion industry and so on and so forth. And I'm not a seamstress. I don't know anything about that. I approached people who know things, and I told my story and said, let's try it. And we did. And interest from women was so huge already in the first months that we decided to make a proper company. And that was the same year that in Latvia social enterprise law came to be. So when we saw this opportunity, we just decided if we will make something like more stuff in the world, we will do it the most sustainable, ethical, logical way possible at this moment. That's why we are doing more than any other brand out there. That's why we're testing microplastic pollution. That's why we are donating our textile waste and so on and so forth. Because if it's possible to do things really 100% as much as possible at this moment, then we will just do it. I can't do business any other way. It's just impossible. So that's why we do it. It didn't start as an environmental thing. It doesn't always have to be at the very beginning. It can start very personal, and then you can scale, and then you get to know more about the industry that you are stepping into. And as Maria said, when you find out more about the apparel industry and see how the things are doing there, then you just decide to go the way, because why not? So, yeah.
And my short message to Maria and Laura as well, if you need anything, Laura, I think we have a couple interests already with, regarding cooperation with you, so we will get in touch with you separately about your interest to have here contact partner. So definitely we would be glad to help you. And Maria, really, if you need anything, please let us know.
I'd like to add from urbanbee.lt the story from our side, how we got into the whole, from where we are currently. So at urbanbee.lt, we are all about nature. Each member of our team are very closely related to nature. And our story began from a big passion for the bees. So myself, I'm in love with bees, with beekeeping, and I share that myself through the activities that we do. And we love each of our member from the team loves that we can actually, by our activities, we can make an impact and make a change. We can share the importance of bees to younger generations, to whole communities around us. The moment when we bring some people to the hives from different companies and different organizations, people come to the hives and they have different views about the bees. Some people are scared about the bees. Some people think that the bees will sting them, and some people are frightened by the whole idea about having the bees on the roofs. And then we bring the people, we let them hold the frame of bees in their hands, in their bare hands, and then we see that smile on the face. That's what motivates us, and that is how for the reason that we do. So each little hive on each building roof will make a change, and we believe that.
I want you to reveal a secret. Now you have one more fan. I'm joining that movement. Yeah, it's also my new passion.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I'll share with you. And also, you're welcome to join our association, please. Yeah, you would make, our association more colorful with this bees activities. And I have one funny story. I also was discussing with some people about opportunity to have more beehives in the city. And one lady said, "Okay, let's imagine I am running in the morning in the stadium, and they decide, okay, let's buy her." It was so funny, that bees are okay. Let's buy that lady who is running in the stadium. It was so funny. That's what people are thinking. It's also about to educate them that how to.
100% true. Each of our activities about educating the community, and we see this skepticism about the bees, and we see the myths, and we want to break these myths about the bees. And for example, the stinging, people are usually mistaken. People don't know sometimes the difference between the wasps and the bees, and then we bring this. We educate this way.
Yeah, it's like similar story like with sharks, As a diver, I know that people think about sharks like they're like monsters. You just go into the water and they just hunt you, Actually, that's not true. It's based on the movie, it's totally story. I was diving with sharks, nothing happened to me, and nothing happens with lots of people. And it's the same with bees, So I think we just need to put more education into society.
The good practice from the bees, actually, yeah, that's what Remanta said is correct, actually. And the good practice of our beekeeping shows that we have bees in the terrace on the roof where employees of the business are doing yoga, having lunch, and having meetings, and they are just close by to the bees, and the bees don't do anything. They just have a good company and enjoy. Yeah.
And by the way, the last comment, yesterday at the opening of the Social Enterprise Summit, I put this queen bee in my here because it's a symbol of abundance and hard work. This is really, really a strong symbol. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
So yes, thank you so much to all the presenters. Really amazing to hear all about your work and how you are collaborating to achieve an even higher impact. I would like to encourage everyone here to continue with your questions. I see there are already some connections happening in the chats, which is wonderful to see. Some future collaborations in progress. So that's still there for you, and hopefully our speakers will stick around a little bit longer and can answer those if any come up. And I would like to continue the event with our panel discussion about how important it is to promote collaboration and how it works in different organizations, among different people, addressing various social and environmental issues. So I would like to invite all the panel speakers to turn on your cameras so we can see you, see that you're here and ready. Wonderful. So great to see all of your friendly faces. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I would like to start the discussion with Julia Šedelsaitė. She's the project manager of NVO Acceleratorius, NGO Accelerator. So maybe to start, you could just tell us a little bit about the program itself, about the accelerator, what you do, and then maybe some examples of cooperation that you see within the organizations that are participating.
Hi everyone. It's very nice to be here and see and witness all the nice work that all different organizations are doing. And congratulations on your first big conference. I think Lithuania really needs it, and we are quite behind the whole Western world. So I'm really happy we finally part of it. And I see this event as part of making this collaboration happen between ourselves and all the Baltic states. So thank you so much. And I think we have the same values. And since you all were already following the event, I think I won't say anything new to you because NGO Accelerator is exactly the same. We want to make people collaborate. We want people to not be afraid of each other, don't see each other as a competitor, but rather as finding different synergy points where you can make things happen. So in terms of a program, like it's a very official and very short introduction. Basically, it's an educational program, and our idea was to take all the startup development process and make it work under NGO sector. So basically, we want to make NGO organizations as entrepreneurial as possible, because we all can create social enterprises. We all have all the capabilities to create additional income for themselves, at the same time making beneficial work for the community. So we try to make a mind shift, and it is quite hard because we took well, our target is regional Lithuanian, so not the main cities where entrepreneurship is already very vivid, but in regions people are still afraid of making money, basically. So we are already in the second year of a program. It's a pilot, and currently we are developing 5 NGOs, and we are working in Kėdainiai mostly. So this is quite successful at this point, because all organizations, we started creating spontaneously some collaborative activities. So we were not encouraging them to do that like per se, but we're actually hoping that will happen, and this is happening. So basically, I don't know how much time I have. I really want to meet all other people here as well. But just briefly to give an example, for instance, right now, 2 of our organizations are working frontline, helping for refugees from Ukraine. And before we had no collaborative activities, but right now we just sharing all the resources, and we learned about each other during the program only, and it helped them to develop certain same viewing points. Well, it's really Lithuanian expression. I should look for English one. Well, and I think the main thing, which is the most important, is just to make people talk. Once we are in the same room, and once we learn about what we do, what their values are, you see that we are all very similar, and we want to achieve the same. We want to make this place better for everyone here. So this is the main thing, and I think we'll see many more examples from all the people that are here, that only by sharing and being open to others, we can create something valuable. I think more in this discussion. I can give like more precise examples if you need to. I really don't want to make too much time because I know that we have half an hour basically.
Yeah, we have time. Don't worry. Yeah, maybe just one more question. Maybe from the experience that you've seen already, have you noticed like the actual benefits that come with collaboration, how it contributes to the impact that the organizations are trying to achieve?
Okay, for instance, we have very nice collaboration between two organizations. So one is responsible for developing local tourism, Surink Lietuva, and the other is social enterprise, Krakių bendruomenės svetainė, which is a cafe, which produces and collects all the local products from local. Well, milk production, cheese production, how we call it. So, well, basically all the products from local business people. And we also are working hard to preserve Jewish culture because that particular city, Krakių, was the main point of Jewish activities for a very long time. And we developed an educational program. So now we're collaborating with Surink Lietuva, which is bringing more people to participate in those programs, to learn about Jewish culture, to learn about this particular region. And actually this, because Surink Lietuva works a lot with tourism centers, it really works well. And this is just one example, but also because we're working hard to make them feel good about themselves, to not feel that they're very small because we are in a small city. So we already give a lot of interviews through radio and TV, and various magazines already wrote about the different organizations that we work with. So basically we feel much higher right now, like much stronger, and that's why we can communicate this charming, all this view that we have on the world, and we attract more and more people to work with them, and we attract more. I'm really bad with words today. Oh, sorry. Collaborate people to volunteers. Yeah, that's the right word. So. Basically, yeah, the mind shift is the main thing.
Great, wonderful. Thank you, Julia. Yes, I'm sure we'll come back to you and have another chance to share even more. I would like to move on to Šarūnas Savickas and Guada Bardauskaitė, the co-founders of Miško Uostas, to tell us a bit about their activities, what they do, and their experience in forming a community.
Hello, everyone. Very nice to be here, even though we do not consider ourselves as a social business because we are more like a community. But I think we can kind of add to the thoughts just talked before about living in a small town and doing things here. So we are Miško Uostas community. We started like 3 of us. It was Šarūna's wife, and myself. And now we are around 20-30 people. I'm saying approximately because we know quite many people who moved here because we were here, but not everyone are like legal members of the association, or how to say. So we are based in Švenčionėliai. Švenčionėliai is a small town, 100 kilometers outside Vilnius. Its size, not really small. It's people say from 3,000 to 5,000 people. It's also very approximate because nobody knows how many people left. So it's actually quite big. It's like you can compare it to Ignalina. And it's pretty close to Ignalina. So we came here just to live and create a different lifestyle here, and how we can maybe participate in this discussion. We are also oriented towards sustainability because maybe not like everyone in our community has the same like attitude towards it, but for example, my personal reason to move to a small town was to be able to have a more sustainable lifestyle, because here we have very small distances, like between home, shops, school, and so on. So we can reach everything on foot or by bike. Also, we have a train going straight to Vilnius in 1 hour or 1.5 hours. And it allows us to spend more time together with friends, with families, and do things we like instead of just being stuck in the car a lot of the time, as people do in Vilnius. And we are coming from creative backgrounds, like Šarūnas is a designer, a graphic designer. I'm an architect, and there are quite many architects living here. We established here an architecture firm, Šilta Šiaurė, and most of the members of our community are creatives who are kind of searching for a different lifestyle outside the city. So that's our like approach towards sustainability, and we are making community meetings, and we discuss how can we lead more sustainable lifestyles. Maybe we can have some platform where we share tools. Maybe we can take care of each other kids, and it's still very young as a community and very much developing recently. So we haven't solved like all our problems, but the beginning is already great, because in comparison to how we used to live in Vilnius, it's much more sustainable and much more interesting, and much more things to do here and to create instead of consume as it is in the city, you know.
Yeah, and also what I didn't mention that we just started a new co-working center, which is also which is also related with sustainability, because people who don't have a place to work, we can share one space together, and I think it's a great thing. And we are saving resources, and we are starting a kind of new movement in a city, in a small city, when people meet together, that new ideas appears, and it's one of the greatest things you can have in a space.
Yeah, what Šarūnas mentioned, I can add a little bit more to it, because we have quite many architects in our community. So our activities here are very much connected to recycling the old buildings. And there are quite many very interesting railway infrastructure buildings. And one of them is the railway station, which is quite huge for such a little town. And now we are sitting in this co-working space, which is in this railway station building. And also we are recycling an old electricity power plant, and we have some ideas about other buildings, and we are talking to the municipality about how we can use it for creative purposes. So that's shortly about us.
Wow, wonderful. It's really interesting to hear how you're really engaging people, and the community is very engaged in making decisions all together. I would like to ask you, what do you think inspired people to join the community in the first place? How did they find you? How did they connect?
I believe that it's a kind of common values and common vibe that we are sharing together. I think it's the key.
Yeah, I think it's very much connected to the atmosphere that we are creating here in all senses. One is the in architectural way, because we managed to create here the environments that are really attractive and make impression on people. So that's one part, but also the vibe of the community, the atmosphere we have in between ourselves, the friendships we have here, the time we spend together. We have many guests each weekend, and we show them around, show how beautiful the nature is, and so on. And many people, after visiting us for a short time, they just decide, why shouldn't I stay here for longer? And that was the story with me as well, because Šarūnas and his wife, they were the first to arrive here and to settle here. And I was visiting them for a while, and then I said, oh, I could try this small town lifestyle as well. So that was this accidental choice, which led me to 5 years of living in the small town.
Yeah, and also as think that we're crystallized, that when we fulfilled our needs from our relationship together, we are getting more full, and that result that we don't need to waste or use many things and resources to fulfill our things. You know, I don't have to go shopping to fulfill myself and buy something. So community and kind of fulfillment of a community, that gives a lot of joy and energy, and you feel that you can't change it by buying something or going somewhere. So I think that some sustainability happens from the perspective when we fulfill our core needs, we don't have to buy a lot of things.
Yes, definitely. And I love the fact that you just got inspired by just going there and seeing how things are, and that created an opportunity to change your life in the way you actually want to change it. And I guess that's what people are drawn to make these changes. They just see all of the benefits there. Maybe also within your community, you can share some examples of maybe projects that you developed together, just cooperating with the people in the community.
Actually, most of the projects are developed by newcomers community, not by the locals who used to live in Švenčionėliai. Some were developed in collaboration and with some help of locals, but mostly the ideas came from the newcomers, because I think it's much easier to see and be brave in establishing those ideas instead of if you live here, because when you live here you see many obstacles and you know that this will not be possible and so on, and this will be difficult, this neighbor is angry and so on. So we as newcomers, we had a fresh view on the town, and we came and we said, okay, this station is great, we could have a co-working space on the first floor, and then we can have a gallery and a cafe on the ground floor, and maybe some hostel. And we talked to the Lithuanian Railways about this idea, and we explained how important this station building is to the town, and how important it is for the town identity, because this town grew from the railway station. It was the first building in the town, basically. And they heard us and they said, okay, do it. How can we help you? Which space do you need now? And we said, okay, we'd like to rent the first floor. And they said, okay. So that's the co-working space, which just opened a month ago, maybe. Then we managed also, our community member managed to rent another space on the ground floor of the railway station. And he is about to finish his gallery. He's a photographer, Algirdas Bakas. He is a professional photographer, and he will have his working space there, as well as the open art gallery. Also, a friend of ours just rented another space, which is going to be turned into a cafe. So it's now in process. We are working on the interior, and the cafe should open before the summer begins. Other projects are our personal studios and living spaces, which are mostly in the electricity power plant building, like little loft spaces, which are, it's personal space, but also in a way it had a big role for inviting people here, because after we completed our own interiors and we invited people to visit, our friends bought neighboring apartments, and now out of 13 apartments in that house, 8 are owned by our friends or community members. And what else? Šaras is developing 2 artistic projects. One is the forest gallery, which is forest like walking route, which has QR codes on the trees, and you can scan them with your mobile phone and see some artworks in your screen. So it's the whole route that you can make when you visit Švenčionėliai. Another project, maybe you want to tell about symmetry.
Yeah, so we are creating kind of communicational message to creative industry members to see that it's a good place to create electronic music or other kind of music performances in this place. So now it's getting, we're making kind of clips or
videos, like music videos
with artists. So that's starting, and we're moving. Now we're writing a project for moving forward with that. So that's basically the projects and many more.
And many more, yeah. Now we are opening Lentpjūvė, the sawmill, like a former sawmill space for events. We hope to have some concerts there this summer. We might have forgot something, but that's about it.
Yeah. But you also asked about the people, if we are what we are making with the local community. That the first 3 years, we were been working with locals, making not working, but more participating in the same events as movies.
Mm-hmm.
Or other things, what we did with locals.
So some like concerts, movies, evenings, and so on.
Yeah, but basically, just I don't want to make a conclusion but it feels like those people who were mostly initiative and most progressive, they are left our place, and left those people who are not so very initiative and more passive. Sad but true from our perspective. Maybe it's not true from other people perspective, but as we face this, true as we see it. So, and we don't put a lot of illusions on that we have to change something at first, as I think that we should make ourselves comfortable at first. And if somebody needs, if we can help, we help.
Yeah, if they want to join us, they are welcome. But there are not so many who do, actually, especially cultural events. That would be interesting questions for a discussion with other people.
Yeah. And we faced that if you going to, if you want to change something in their life, you're standing in a kind of power position to change in a gold mode. I'm better than you, and nobody likes it. And we just want to keep ourselves from that position, from that illusion that we're better. So just getting our life back. And if we want to join, we can participate in live together, working together, but meet on the same positions to create things together. Yeah. Too long.
Austa, we don't hear you.
Sorry, but problem with my microphone. Yes. So yes, thank you so much. Really, really great to hear all of the examples. And like you said, you can just sometimes just show the example, and then people are free to join if they want to. If not, it's their right to. So yes, I see Victoria has a question. You can make your.
I'm just absolutely amazed by what you're doing, Šarūnas and Goda. Actually, your first sentence was we're not social business. So I really sincerely wish you to become one day, because being a social enterprise gives you an opportunity to be a financially sustainable. It means, because one day enthusiasm can be over. I've been in NGO for more than 10 years. And when enthusiasm over, or your family circumstances change and something changes, you are stopping those great projects what you're doing. But when you have some business model what gives you some regular income, regular flow of money, so you can sustain your great activities. It's a little town, and it's wow. I just put a like on Facebook, and it's wow. It's I like the Netherlands. It's great, and I definitely will come to visit you. This is my first comment and message to you. And also, you have Ukrainians in your community, and you're already doing so much things to them. And I'm absolutely amazed by all stories and sincerity, hospitality, care, and creativity. And what concerns passive people, that's why it's so important to talk about cooperation. Because when we share stories, when we share what we are doing, then we learn, we know that you exist, that that was so good news that one of the biggest Estonian enterprise has their own branches here in Lithuania. It's because we are talking, sharing, and learning, and then we can support each other. That's why we can unite these active people. And if you are few in Švenčionėliai active, but on Lithuanian scale, we are more. That's why really, if also even though you are not members of our association, really, we have members and we have partners who are very, have open heart and goodwill. And if you need anything, information, communication, please let us know. We always take an extra mile, and because we want to have this better and beautiful life, and we believe that it's up to us to create that. Nobody will bring us on the plate. What we create, that's what we have. So that's my message to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Victoria. Yeah, our goal, I think, is to become a social enterprise, but not yet.
Well, if you will need any help, I have all the resources where you can start. And me, myself, as Victoria, once I learned about Miško uostas, I straight away found Šarūnas and wrote him. And he is also one of our mentors in the NGO Accelerator, as well as Victoria and Austė. So a really great team. I'm really happy you're all here. So thank you. Keep up.
Great, thank you. I would like to continue with Rasa now, to invite her to talk about the youth. She's from the University of Klaipėda, so working with younger people, and would like to ask you more about how what youth engagement is within the green economy topic, and about this platform that you're creating to connect people, to collaborate.
Thank you very much, Austin. Good afternoon to everyone. Very shortly, I will let you know our initiative that we are developing in the international level. This is Indigise initiative, which is about to promote social entrepreneurship in the youth sector by digital and informal education tools. And we've settled a network of partners consisting from Lithuania representatives, but as well from Poland, from Latvia, from Norway. We also called Junior Achievement Norway and National Youth Council in Latvia and Baltic Sea NGO network in Poland to take part in this nice and meaningful journey together towards developing tools for informal education in order to increase skills and competences for the youth people on the social entrepreneurship. For sure, I'm working in university, and we have formal study programs and formal processes for going into the formal study, programs and diplomas. But along with that, we see there is a huge demand in spread up the message on the social entrepreneurship, starting with the informal tools and the informal trainings, seminars, because youth is really demanding such of the thematical knowledge, and we are taking into the account youth from 15 to 25, well, up to 30, it depends on initiative, but in general, we are about to develop the skills for the social entrepreneurship. Let me share just one slide with you. I'd like to show to you the platform which we are also committing generally with the upload of information, not just from Lithuania, but this is Social Entrepreneurship Support Network of the Baltic Sea region. And you can find there is www.socialenterprisebcr.net, which is a platform, sustainable one, let me say, with the inputs coming from the Baltic Sea region countries. And here you can find really very great information about the integrated learning and sharing issues based on the social entrepreneurship. So here you can find the information flow and you can find co-creative spirit. Here you also can find some new partners for your, let's say, business ideas on the social entrepreneurship thematical field. So here we bring information on the identification of social innovators and finding collaboration partners. Also, it is possible to become a part of network where you can become more visible, and here you can upload information within the events which are upcoming and some short stories, as well as get some support material and training material on the social entrepreneurship skills. In this platform, we have entered the part related to the youth, and this part mainly is connected to the skills development for the youth, in many fields and areas. Here you can find some kind of digital tools which allow us to work more smoothly, more entertaining, more let's say in a collaborative spirit. So here there are also some kind of list of the tools which are available free of charge to use and to update ourselves with the social entrepreneurship skills. We are not strongly focusing on the just social, let's say, this point, not just social entrepreneurship, but the entrepreneurship as a general, and taking also into account how social entrepreneurship could benefit from these general tools. So within this initiative, which is really, I think, quite great, you can search for the information. It's continuously uploading. Well, this is not just a part of one, let's say, project, but this is a joint platform which is about to have inputs from the different regions' initiatives and from the NGOs. So here you can find also the companies from Lithuania working in social entrepreneurship, and I'm really proud of having really quite solid list in this respect. We also, as Indigis team, we are working towards developing the guidebook for organizing social campuses, social business development campuses. So, which means that it's really very useful information that we could, go through the methodology tool and find the appropriate way on how to organize social innovative campuses, which is about to start from the selecting participants and what gamification methods we can use in this respect, as well as the program which we propose to organize by splitting into some partial areas. It's also according to the international point of view. We've made a survey stating what could be the best up to now. We see the joint commitment showed the output, which is about how we recommend to organize social campuses, as well as prizes, let's say, or kind of commitment with the motivation tools and mechanisms. Here you can also pretty well can find some ideas for the prizes, as well as selecting judges and evaluating business ideas. So from different countries' practices, we are accumulating such a way documentation, and also we've made a review on the gamification methods. How do they can support in order to learn social entrepreneurship from non-formal education point of view. So gamification as a tool, which is still quite new, quite innovative in our, let's say, learning processes. It becomes more and more, let's say, important and at the same way attractive in order to learn skills. And in this respect, social entrepreneurship also is very well fitting to the gamification tools as well. We also about to organize 2 social innovation campuses and events related to promote social entrepreneurship for the youth. So these events, they are now in a process of planning. We are planning to organize them in April, May, and June. So this is our initiative. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rasa. A lot of opportunities for youth and also to collaborate on the Baltic Sea level. So I guess, so if any organizations, social enterprises or such, they have some ideas for collaboration, they can post on this platform, or how do people, how would an organization use it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can shortly comment.
Mm-hmm. Yes, if you have a new, or if you are having an upcoming event, or if you want to publish about yourself, you can simply register. It's free of charge to the platform, which is not intranet. This is really very publicly promoted. We have several tools and social networks to promote that platform, and you are entering yourself, registering simply, and then you are allowed to publish news and follow news. I mean, everything is open, and this data is open. So we are trying to share the idea of social entrepreneurship widely as much as possible, at the same time inviting each of you to take part, to have a look, and to increase your skills in social entrepreneurship.
Great, thank you so much, Rasa. So in a similar way, I would like to invite now Simona Varovaitė, project manager from Enterprise Lithuania, to also share about her experience working with social enterprises. Also a developed platform to use for social entrepreneurs in different ways. So Simona, please, the floor is yours in a way. Maybe you could comment about some examples of cooperation you see in social enterprises, and how does this cooperation create impact?
Yes, thank you, and so nice to be here today. So yes, I'm a project manager in Enterprise Lithuania, Versli Lietuva. So Enterprise Lithuania is a public agency. We work under the Ministry of Innovation and Economy. And we basically work with the supporting businesses and fostering exports. So we are very much involved with the whole business environment. But one of the things that we also do is to help social businesses, social enterprises. So that is the part that I am working with. So in Enterprise Lithuania, we do several things. So one of the things we do is work with municipalities across the country, where we include them into this project of transferring public services to social enterprises or NGOs or just traditional businesses. And by doing this, we want to increase the quality of public services. Also, we encourage municipalities to buy impact and not just concrete services, right? Because usually that's how it happens now. Municipalities just buy for instance, some sort of teachings for 20 people, right? And nobody knows what is the impact of that. So we encourage to look from a little bit different perspective and by impact instead. So that is one thing we're doing. And then the other file we're doing is working with the social enterprises. So we organize different events where they can network, where they can present what they're doing. We also kind of trying to make this community with our platform, as you also, Asta, mentioned. So I can also share a little bit and show our platform to you. Here. Yes, you probably see it now. So it's available in 2 languages, Lithuanian and English. And here is basically we have several goals with this platform. So first thing is the learning prep platform, right? Where the registered users, they can do these online courses of problem analysis, theory of change, impact measurement, and so on. But it's also important to say that not only businesses can register for this platform, you can also just register your idea. So if you're not established yet, you can just register your idea, go do all of the online courses and see if your idea is legitimate or not. Then we have this list of social enterprises, and I am very happy to say that you are one of the first audiences I'm presenting this to, because this platform has been renewed today in the morning. We were really trying to do it before this discussion, so there's something I can show it to you. So this is the renewed social enterprise list. Enterprises, they register voluntarily, so they have to do it themselves. We don't just do it for them. And the new tool now that we are just introducing today is the sorting and search mechanism for social enterprises. So first thing you can do is to search the municipalities by the social enterprises by the municipality they work in, right? And here we have all 60 municipalities in Lithuania. So for instance, you can search Kaunas municipality, and then you see all the social enterprises that work in there. So this municipality filter helps us introduce and bring closer the social enterprises with municipalities. So for instance, if you are Kaunas municipality and you are thinking about transferring your services to social enterprise, you can come onto the platform, you can search and see which social enterprises are working in your municipality. Then we also have this new filter, which is sorry, it's still in Lithuanian, but it's sort of the direction or the problem where that social enterprises are addressing. So we have environment, integration, help for families, help for elderly people, and so on. And yeah, you can search by that as well, and then just see how many enterprises we have here. And also, the purpose of this filter is to bring social enterprises closer to one another, right? So if we don't have that many social enterprises in Lithuania, so we think it's nice for them to work together. So if you work in the environmental sector, maybe you want to see other social enterprises that work there. So we are renewing this platform with this aim to first collect as much information and data we can on the ecosystem in Lithuania. So how many social enterprises we have, which sectors they work in, and where they are located. Because there's not really another enterprise registration system in Lithuania yet. So we're registering those enterprises ourselves. So having the database is one of our goals. And then, as I also mentioned briefly before, the other goal is to bring the community together. So also the ones that register for the platform, they are getting these newspapers, newsletters, right, where we write about the different financing options, different events that they can get invited to, and generally just news about what is happening in the ecosystem, so that we can all be updated and know what is going on. So yeah, that's basically what we do in Enterprise Lithuania.
Great, thank you. And with your experience working with the social enterprises and connecting with them, maybe you've seen some nice examples of a collaboration that you could share with us today as well.
Yeah, we have a couple of examples. Of course, it's difficult to know all those small collaborations that social enterprises do. That's why we also want to publish it through the platform, so we are all informed. But to give you a couple of examples, I think most of Lithuanians here know Miesto Laboratorija, which is this city lab, I guess, literally translated to English, which is sort of this hub of community for the community in Vilnius. They work in this very special area of Vilnius called Antakalnis, and they invite all of the community of this area to come to have lunch, brunch, different dinners. So they are sort of fostering this community there, but not only the local community, they also invite different social enterprises to do their events. Also a part of the Social Enterprise Summit will be held there today as well. So they are very much of a place that often social enterprises or different events in this field, they are hosted there. So it's very much of a hub. And another thing they do, they also sort of everything in the Miesto Laboratorija has their purpose, right? So for instance, their chairs, their tables are repurposed, remade. They are provided by the community to have and use for the Miesto Laboratorija. And they also have different exhibitions of, for instance, ceramics or pictures or paintings that they also sell while, they are in exhibition. So they are really trying to, touch every aspect of the community and to bring them together and to help the creators around. So that is one of the examples. Then also just recently I've been talking to the social enterprise called the Cup. So they are providing cups for different restaurants, cafes, and festivals, events in general. And then after the event, they are taking it back and reusing it again, right? So one of the things that they do, they are collaborating with this business called Trenkturas, where they give them different, or provide them basically with different spoons and small coasters and whatnot. So they are basically their kind of supplier, and then they work in a way that they give them their produce, and then Trenkturas, they also, can have this upcycled, recycled things in their assortment. And then they also work with this company called Precious Plastics. So they give them their cups, and they are remaking those cups into new products. So that is another type or another example of collaboration. And I also really want to mention another one, since we had a bit of fashion presentations today. So we have this Lithuanian brand called UK, and they produce socks from also recycled plastic bottles. So if I'm not mistaken, I think for one pair of socks, they use 51 plastic bottles. So they take the fabric and make socks out of it. So they have this very interesting collaboration with the big organization called Plastic Bank, and they are participating in this plastic credit program, right, where they are mainly increasing their impact. When I asked the founder of OK, why are you doing it? She said, well, we started making socks from recycled plastic bottles, and that is very nice and great. However, we wanted to have this bigger impact, so we collaborated with the Plastic Bank. So from every pair of socks that they sell, they donate to the Plastic Bank, and then they take that money and they reinvest it in different plastic reducing initiatives. So that's also a very interesting collaboration to increase the impact.
Well, thank you. So many great examples today. I'm like trying to keep track of all of them. I think I need to write all of this down so I don't forget as well. Thank you so much, Simona. And I would like to invite our final panel discussion speaker today, Gabrielė Janilionytė. project manager at Šilainiai Urban Eco Festival. So I want to ask about your experience organizing this festival, and how is it going? How are the organizations coming together? How are you finding this?
So hello everyone. So nice to see here, and it's so amazing to listen to so inspirational stories. So thank you very much for invitation. And shortly about myself. So I'm not just a project manager. I introduce myself as an anthropologist. So I have managed many different projects in the creative fields, mostly for implementing various interdisciplinary projects in order to create in Lithuanian cities through community involvement. So this year, one of my biggest ambitions is to organize the Šilainiai Urban Eco Festival, which is a part of Kaunas European Capital of Culture 2022. So more about the festival and experience. So firstly, Šilainiai is the biggest and youngest suburb in Kaunas. Not the most famous, but worth seeing. The festival is the first type of this type in Lithuania. The main driving force behind it is local communities, residents, and various organizations who co-create a festival together. So the festival should be impressed by Šilainiai natural and landscape, community installations, workshops, lectures, and educational programs. So the festival organized by together with local organization and residents. So it means that all mentions of community seek to draw attention to surrounding environment and promote the creation and preservation of biodiversity in the urban area, while becoming an example for neighborhoods in other Lithuanian cities. And one of the goals of this festival is to collaborate with local communities and, for example, with Šilainiai educational institutions, which is in the preparation phase of the festival. In this day, they become co-creators of the festival. So the basis is that the festival is developed in partnership involving organizations related to education, environment, and sustainability. So maybe it's one of the hardest thing to me as an organizer, to gather people, organizations, local organization together without almost any possible income to make a festival in collaborations, so in partnerships. So this is the hardest for me. And for my short speech, if I have a voice now on that occasion, so I would like to invite everyone to come and participate in the first environmental and community festival in Lithuania, so Šilainiai Urban Eco Festival, which will be next month on 23rd of April. So it's about my initiative in Šilainiai.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye out for the events and hope everyone can participate. Will be very interesting to hear after the festival how it all worked out and all the lessons learned from that. And it's amazing that it's actually really co-created with the community. Maybe you can share a little bit about how it's been like working with the community. How engaged are people?
So for me, it's more easy to co-create with educational institutions, with schools. So all the schools of Šilainiai now are engaged in this festival, and they have the separately parts for this festival for preparation. And there are, it's one of the difficult, it's very biggest suburb in Kaunas. It's not quite small, not small town, but it's quite bigger town. So, and there are many different communities, and we try to collaborate with that communities who is more engaged in environmental and sustainability, because we have the one goal to collaborate with all or a social enterprise who are working with environmental.
Great, thank you so much. So because we're running out of time a little bit, I would like to ask everyone, actually, all the panel speakers, maybe to share some thoughts about any advice you would give organizations or social enterprises who are thinking, okay, I need to expand, I need to collaborate, but how do I start? How does anyone want to collaborate with me? What can I create? Maybe just some thoughts about where they could start. Does anyone want to go first?
I can be first, actually. I have an idea. I think Simona shared a nice tool to research all the social enterprises, and I think you just need to do your research. It's one thing. Others, I think, as long as you are a social enterprise, you are definitely interested in others working in your field. So just reach out and invite people for a coffee. Just talk to them. Just see what others are doing. As simple as that.
Maybe I can jump in then as well. Sometimes I kind of notice that some businesses or social enterprises as well, they are a little bit careful with their ideas and not always want to really openly share it, because they are a bit afraid that someone will steal it or someone will duplicate it, and that is sometimes preventing them from collaboration. And I think most of the ideas, especially when it comes to services or products that social enterprises start, they most likely have been created, or a version of it has been created before. So I would just suggest not to be afraid to share and not be afraid of someone stealing your ideas, because when you are afraid, you are maybe a bit preventing yourself to collaborate and to get better. So I think collaboration is also the way to grow. So to see it more as an opportunity and not as a threat, as sometimes happens.
If I may add to what was said, I think we also could take really participation in non-formal education trainings and seminars and innovation campuses. So through the gamification, we can create the basics for the knowledge, and at the same time, to build the community members, but also find out the business partners. Yeah, and also let's not afraid to use the ICT tools, because this is the new normal for the businesses to grow up. And also, I think it's very important to use the gamification methods while not just educating, but in the working practice. While we are already starting our business ideas, let's have a look into the prizes, into some kind of gadgets that we can organize for our social entrepreneurship business partners. And while educating, while building knowledge, I think that would really bring excellent results.
We discussed with Sharunas about what advice we can give. I think our advice is very much about just starting wherever you are with whatever you have at the moment. And sometimes you can have many theories of how it can end up and where it can go, but as long as only when you start, you can see what really happens. And in our experiences, it was maybe it's a very different experience than other people who had a goal to build a business, because we started something and we did not know what we started, but we did what we felt is right to do, and then it grew into something. And for example, we started making events here, like movie evenings, for example, and we didn't know if anybody will come, And it turned out that out of 20 people who comes to our movie evening, there are 3 locals from this town and 17 come by train from Vilnius. And then we said, okay, so our focus can be on Vilnius people as a community. So I guess it's about just starting and maybe in not a perfect way and just trying out. Also, this little start with the 20 people helped us to see that it's not a problem for people to come by train from Vilnius. And now we are thinking about organizing bigger events, maybe for 200 people. And we know already that it's not a problem, but it's a very interesting thing to have a trip by train. So just start if you have an idea, and you can correct that idea along the way, I think.
Yes, exactly. Make use of the opportunities that are existing there with the trains. That's a whole experience in itself for a lot of people, I think, to go somewhere by train these days. Gabriela, maybe you have anything to add?
So I can add a little bit short. So in my opinion, social enterprises have to or should look for new collaborations, new ways. For example, in our festival, we have a special place where the social enterprises or enterprises from Lithuania who makes Lithuanian products or services in sustainability can share and open for public. So this is more that people, our Lithuanian people, can know about these products, these brands. So we should be open for public, for communities. So if someone wants to join in our festival, so please invite. Yeah, we invite for ecological. Yeah, this is the rules that it should be Lithuanian products in sustainability or ecological. So.
Great, thank you, Gabriela, so much. And thank you, Victoria, for capturing the moment. Great, so we're coming to the end of our event. Thank you so much, everyone who's participated, shared your experience, shared your stories, shared about your businesses and what you do. It was very exciting to hear. I do encourage everyone connecting after the event. You know the program, you see the names, connect on LinkedIn, you write to each other, start collaborations, exchange other relevant contacts, and so on. Like as mentioned, we will also share this report that we've done with more nice examples of collaboration, hopefully to inspire you to for new ways that you can work together and achieve the impact you want to achieve. So yes, thank you. Thank you all so much. Maybe Victoria wants to say a few words as well to end our event today.
Yes, thank you. I'm absolutely had a great pleasure to listening for your stories, and we are absolutely hands-on team. And thank you, Auste, for this great event of today. And we're absolutely looking forward to cooperate with you. And this is not empty words that, yeah, contact us. This is really, we really mean that. We always take that extra mile. I would like just to mention that we are really enjoying what we're doing. And we expanded this project kindly supported by Nordic Council of Ministers office in Vilnius. So actually in today's program, we plan to have little award ceremony and to present our findings of cooperation among Baltic and Nordic countries. So we extended this, and we will have live event of this award ceremony at Miesto Laboratorija, and you are welcome to join at 6:30 Miesto Laboratorija, Antakalnio 17. We will reveal winners there, not here. And we're really looking forward to meet in person. It's really needed in these days to meet, just to talk in formal environment. So that's little announcement. And I'm very thankful for that. for the opportunity to extend this format into live event this evening. I'm very, very thankful to Geri Nori, our partners, Anna Lin Foundation, again, Šiaurės ministrų tarybos biuras Lietuvoje, Changemakers On, and Lietuvos kaimo tinklas for how to say, they will for one award for winners from regions. Yeah, so I am stopping here because I can reveal some secrets before the event. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you all, and hopefully see you all again in a later day, maybe today, and in later events for sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.